There we go. Oh wait, I forgot. I can't. I forgot Dark Souls 2 is kind of weird. No, I don't want to save it to windowed. It's so bad. So, Dark Souls 2 and most Souls games have this problem where if you tab out of them, they just completely go down. It's like they're no longer on screen for me, and I don't know how to fix that besides going to windowed mode. But when I go into windowed mode, there's no borderless. So I guess we'll just start here. Hello, everybody. This is Dark Souls 2. Now you might be immediately asking the question, Dark Souls 2? Wait, doesn't it supposed to have a subtitle? No. Okay, so a little bit of a backstory with me. I like Dark Souls 2. I know it's kind of a weird statement to make, but I actually do like Dark Souls 2. I feel that there's a lot of things in Dark Souls 2 that is good and interesting, and every single thing that is good and interesting. I'll just double check something really quickly. Everything that is good and interesting about Dark Souls 2's lore. Oh, no wonder. No, it got like weird and messed up. Everything that is cool and interesting about Dark Souls 2. Why is that like messing up so weird? Eh. It's like... Yeah. It's like I have to like jiggle it around a little bit for it to not become weird. I guess there's no way to not have that become weird. Okay. So we're gonna be playing Dark Souls 2. And the reason why I'm not playing Scarlet the First Sin is because of a distinct thing of the way that I played Dark Souls 1 doing this. So in Dark Souls 1, I played through it for the first time. Well, not for the first time. The first time going through it, I played entirely without going into the DLC. Once I hit New Game Plus, then I went into the DLC. And I'm planning on doing something similar to that, where in Dark Souls 2, I am not going to be interacting with stuff that is in the DLC and stuff that is brought into Scarlet the First Sin. The reason why I do this is because I want to show off everything about the game. So, effectively, we're gonna be doing it where it's like Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 2 New Game Plus, where I do the DLCs, and then I go through Scarlet the First Sin on New Game, going through the DLCs and doing all of the extra content. And then going to New Game Plus again, if I need to get anything else. Because I believe that there isn't anything locked to New Game Plus like 3. I could be wrong though. The list that I have... that's here... Let me just quickly pull it up. Has all of the stuff in obtaining order. That is Dark Souls 1. I'm like, why is everything blacked out? Oh wait, I already got it. All the stuff that I have for Dark Souls 2 is categorized numerically of how soon I can get it. And it's not really about, it's like, how fast can I get it? It's, do I want to show this off first? And now that is in the way. Now I have to move that to there, I guess. Okay. I guess my I guess the little like thing is gonna be busted for this whole time. Anyway, one of the things I also wanted to show off really quickly is that this is a new image that was made for me. Um, it's really cool. I showed this off at some point. I can't remember which stream it was in, but the whole image is pretty great. I rather enjoy the design of this character. Uh, it was I had it commissioned uh by Shore Art on Twitter. They are cool people. I like them very much. Uh, but yeah, what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be going through, as I said, Dark Souls 2, and we're gonna try to get all the armor. um, so first things first is that we need to go to new game, which is where we start getting to the interesting stuff.
Perhaps you've seen it. Maybe in a dream. A murky, forgotten land. A place where souls may mend your ailing mind. You will lose everything. Once branded. The symbol of the curse. An augur of darkness. Your past, your future, your very light. None will have meaning, and you won't even care. By then, you'll be something other than human. A thing that feeds on souls, a hollow. Long ago, in a walled-off land far to the north, a great king built a great kingdom. I believe they called it Drang Lake. Perhaps you're familiar. No, how could you be? But one day, you will stand before its decrepit gate without really knowing why.
I just realized I left the audio loud. Ow!
Like a moth drawn to a flame, your wings will burn in anguish. Time after time.
Sorry about that. I left the audio up all the way. I apologize for that. I probably just blew at some person's eardrums. I'll probably try to cut that little part out.
The fate of the cursed.
Okay, so two things. One, we don't really know too much about the story. If you thought Dark Souls 1 was incredibly cryptic for no reason, Dark Souls 2 took that as a personal challenge to do it harder. Um, and the only way that we really know certain things about the world is because of design works documents and some like interviews before the game came out, after the game came out, and some cut content from the game. So I'm gonna try to explain what we just saw in very minor detail. We had a family, presumably a wife and child, and whoever they were, we have no memory of them. Because as we became a hollow, all of our memories started fading away until we approach uh, some fortune teller that tells us to go to the remnants of Drang Lake, which is the ruins that we saw. Um, and if you look really carefully into the water, you can see the reflection of this of the actual like castle in the water, which is when the doors open and all the spirits come out, and it creates this gateway. We're gonna get into mirrors and mirror reflections at some later point in the actual story, but it is important to know that that the lake had that like mirror shine to it, which probably explains why we were able to go from wherever we were to here. And it is clearly that wherever we are right now, we're not supposed to be here. Look at all these, I believe these are kobolds. Japan has a different idea of what a kobold is, and I constantly I constantly get upset when they're like, what are you talking about? Kobolds are these, like, oh, little, coyote-looking guys. It's like, no, no. Okay, so that was, also the other thing you may have noticed, we never actually got a chance to design our character. That's gonna That's what this door is here for.
What seems to be the ruckus?
Oh my, your face. The face of the curse. It's an undead. An undead has come to play. They all end up here. All the ones like you. You spoke to that kind old dear, didn't you?
You're finished. You'll go hollow. Yes, you'll become one of them.
Hollows prey upon men, feast upon their souls. This is the fate of the cursed.
What is your name?
Okay, so I basically already had some stuff set up for what we were gonna do, because what happened was originally this was going to be a recorded off-stream type thing.
At least you know your own name. Here's your reward for sharing. It's a human effigy. Take a closer look.
Okay, sure, whatever.
Who do you think it's supposed to be?
Clearly these human effigies.
Think back, deep into your past. Yes, it's an effigy of you.
I've always disliked that delivery, by the way. It's so weird. But yeah, you could tell that it's supposed to be this sort of, like, wicker figure of a humanity from Dark Souls 1. But you don't really know why they're being depicted like this. Every Souls game has a different item to denote... Yeah, every game has a different item to denote, like, what you have to do to become a human again. And human effigies are basically that, which can be used instantly instead of you crush the humanity, you get a full health, and then you have to go back to a bonfire to make yourself human. They just cut out that other step, so you just become human again. So we have a lot of classes. Each one of them gets you a starting armor that we can actually get fairly early, except for one, the cleric. Surprisingly enough, to get the cleric's armor set, you have to go to nearly the end of the game to get the Archdrake robes. And so I, for a while, was contemplating doing this, because it means that I could get a lot of the early game stuff really easily. But at the end of the day, I actually decided to go with Explorer. I'm going to explain why the Deprived in this game is actually not that bad. When we eventually get there, but for Dark Souls 2 and not Scarlet the First Sin, I'm gonna start with Explorer, and that is exclusively because in the stuff, if you look into the items, you get a lot of stuff, but you also get that square. That square right there is a lock stone, which you need to access puzzles. And the headpiece allows you to find items more easily. So, and we're gonna get into why, but that's gonna be really useful for us coming up soon. Deprived is actually pretty great. As you could tell, you start with no bad stats. And everything is actually scaled. So it's like, this one starts at 1, so everything is at 6. This one starts at 10, so it gains 9 levels to everything and equalizes everything. So if you're the type of person that was like, well, I wanted to use hexes and pole arms, like what I plan on doing eventually, Deprived works well because nothing is below that 5 threshold. And when you like look over here and which you're like, yeah, I'm never going to be able to use intelligence, but I could use faith at some point with bandit. Like, that's just a thing where it's like, oh, the Deprived is actually okay. So we're going to go Explorer. Whoops. So we're going to go Explorer for the reasons I stated. We're going to grab the Petrified Something as our gift. And I'll explain why in a bit. We'll choose that body type. Use that body type. Face. Like, again, I had all this set up, and it's kind of annoying that, like, I have to basically do all this again. But, you know, it's okay. That, but, like, a little bit more balanced. There we go. Eye color. Man, there really is, like, really did not put anything in between, did you, from Soft? There we go, that's the type of yellow I usually like. Nothing really else. That should be good for now. Finish creation, yes.
All people come here for the same reason. To break the curse.
You're no different, I should think. Doesn't stand a chance.
Well, you never know. Go through the door and trot along to the kingdom.
But remember, hold on to your souls. They're all that keep you from going hollow. Oh, I'll fool you no longer. You'll lose your souls. All of them. Over and over again.
I don't know what was so funny, but I guess it was. Okay, so we got the 3 DLC items, we don't really need that. And we start off with not really too much, all things considered, but we did grab that small, smooth, and silky stone earlier. We have this petrified something, got a Pharaoh's Larkstone, we got the starting items of these two. We got the classic Dark Sign. We start off with some life gems, which are this game's version of Crescent Moongrass from Demon Souls. They wanted to bring it back in some way, and I feel like life gems was okay, but they kind of broke the game a bit. We got an urn, which we could throw as a bomb, but this, instead of like a fire bomb, this is like a magic bomb. Aromatic ooze, which is like the I forget what is the correct way to actually describe it. It is the pine resin, but this one is for magic, which I don't think we were able to get in the first game. We got some repair powder in case we really need it. Got some rested coins, which give us some luck, like the one I grabbed earlier, and prism stones, which emit some light. But there's actually an interesting thing that I need to point out. We started in a set of armor. We still have that set of armor. I just pressed B on accident because I'm using a Switch controller. We actually do still have the imported set, which is really interesting. Because it shows that we actually did show up in that set and we just got this one. I'm going to double check on something really quickly and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I had to double check something really quickly, and also grab some of the rest of the food I was eating. Okay. So yeah, we got the imported set. We also got this ring of magic resistance. And we also got some wood bolts in case we ever need it. The answer is we don't. Good then.
This is a limbo. A link between Drangleic and the outer world. Fair traveler, I know that you must have a story. Why else would you visit such a place? This lost, decayed kingdom. My name is Millibeth. The old women were once fire keepers. I am here to look after them. It is what my mother did, and her mother before her, and so on.
Yeah.
The old women were keepers of the fire. But now, the fire shows signs of fading. And the kingdom is beset by hollows. The old women are sisters. I am told there was a fourth. Long ago, fire keepers were commonplace. But now they are lost, scattered to the winds.
So it is actually really interesting that they basically just straight up say, oh, you met with our lost sister that was out there in the regular world that wasn't in here. And it's like, huh. I guess that fortune teller was a little bit more interesting than I originally thought. Some extra human effigies. I can press Y to do that. I can press X to use item, equipment. I'm gonna just automatically just remove all this stuff for now. Human effigies I'm gonna leave right there. I'm gonna get an Estus flask soon, but I should just put the life gems right there in case I need it. And then I guess I'll just re-equip both of those things in case I really need it. Okay, so first things first. I'm gonna go to the tutorial to show you what's up with it. But at the end of the day, the tutorial is skippable. Like, in the greater realm of Dark Souls, the fact that the tutorial is skippable is really funny. You could just, like, just continue walking. You could just skip all of these, like, fog doors, and it's like, oh, I don't need this to help me. And it just continues on. And I found that really funny, because there were going to be people that go into this game and go like, no, I already know what's up. Why would I need an additional tutorial to tell me, like, hey, I need to swing my weapon, or hey, this is how you lock onto things. And it's like, yeah, it's like, I don't need to be told this twice, so I could just skip it, you know? It is the funny caveat of being told, hey, we want a little bit more freedom in our game, and the way that they interpret that is, okay, you could skip the tutorial. Backstabs still work. I was holding down the A button, and was wondering why I wasn't running. We get a second dagger because if you're playing Deprived, this is the first time you can actually get a weapon. Nope. The way that Dark Souls 2 works is that if you have two weapons of the similar class and you hold down the and then you press the two-hand, you can press the two-hand the weapon, you could actually double wield it more effectively. Dark Souls 2 is really funny about its, like, dual wielding stuff. I find the dual, I find the dual wielding stuff really cool, but I know for a fact that there's going to be a lot of people out there that just don't. But you still roll. There you go. One extra life gem so we could add it to our list. Ironically, we're using up the one that I normally would use there. Moving camera, in case for some reason you didn't know how that worked. Oh. So this is the crow replacement for this game. I forget what they're called, but it's 2. They want smooth and silky. Thankfully, we actually do have a small, smooth and silky stone that we can give.
Yeah, so nice, so smooth. Yeah, silky smooth.
Life gem, thanks. Funny thing, the petrified something also is something smooth and silky and pleasant to touch. This will be a higher end item. I don't think I'm gonna get the thing I want, but if I do, I'm gonna be happy because I got it in my original playthrough of this, and I got in my test, but I didn't get it in my the playthrough I was going to upload.
Yeah, so nice, so smooth. Yeah, silky.
Okay, is it? Oh, we got it. We got the white ring. Okay, so the white ring is actually kind of cool. Here, let me show you. Take the appearance of a phantom. It now makes you look like that you're someone that just got summoned in. So if you're summoning, if you summon some people, and you equip this ring, the invader does not know who is the actual, like, host. So, oh, I have to get that. So they don't actually know who to target, and I just find that really funny. This exists in the game. Okay, so that's tutorial number 1 done. We could get up easily through that ladder. I don't need to worry about carry weight right now, because all things considered, like, the stuff that we're going to be picking up is very minor. Okay. Press in the left stick while dashing, and you'll do a dashing jump. This is the change up. Instead of, like, holding B and then tapping and then letting go and then immediately pressing B again. Like in the first game, you could hold it down and then press in the stick to jump instead. If you're the type of person that, like, I was like, oh, I need the jump, and then you press the button, like, twice, it is a very useful, switch up for that. A better way to do it is, to do a Bethesda route and just say, hey, you could just, like, as long as you aren't remapping the escape button to get to this menu, you could just remap whatever you want. Drop attack still work. Just kind of less effectively. By the way, you'll notice that there was a red bar underneath our items. Cracked red eye orb in case you wanted to immediately start invading. Dark Souls 2 has always had a hacking problem, so I don't think I'm ever gonna go online, or even, like, turn on, like, some, like, online features, to be honest. There we go. use the tree for cover. Then I can knock it down. So, I've died in this section a lot more times than I would ever care to admit. And the reason is, I drop down, I land on top of it, I miss the actual, like, overhead attack. He hits me once, and the sniper, and the, archer that is up there just takes an immediate shot on me, and I just die. Which, as you can see, fall damage is a little bit higher. And that is fine, quote unquote, as long as we know our weapons limits. Okay. Got those ogres over there that we're gonna take out eventually, but they're a little bit too strong for us. We didn't go take out the first one, which is back there, but we might do that at some point. And we're done with the tutorial. Isn't that cool? Little thing before we go. Clearly this whole section of things betwixt has been set inside of the arch trees, which is rather interesting conceptually for a lore standpoint, because it's like, okay, so why is it that this is just somewhere that exists over here? And you can see that there's like some minor saplings of these trees that are kind of broken. And I honestly feel like that the lands betwixt is one of the few areas that you can point to and you go, this was literally taken because it was from the first Souls game. Thanks. It wouldn't be a Souls game without some weird messages. That it's imagery from the first game that they wanted to carry over into the second game, but they just didn't have a good grasp on the meanings behind certain things. Okay, we're at Majula, which is going to be our hub area, much like Firelink Shrine was in the first game. I'm currently trying to find... Wait, there... Is that it? Yep, here it is. You could drop down right here. Ugh. And you could pick up a Morning Star and a Cleric Chime. So, if you were actually doing that bandit class, and you wanted to do a lightning build, you could do that if you wanted. It's just not something I would recommend. Lightning's not really that strong of an element anymore as it used to be in the game, but you could still, do stuff with it. You just can't really do it well. So here's Majula. It is a open area. So we might as well just run around, grab up some items that are lying around, and like talk to the locals here. Like this, who's this cool blacksmith guy?
Who are you? Oh, it doesn't matter. Just help me open this door. I packed my tools in here, seeing it was vacant. But now somebody's gone and locked the door. I'm a blacksmith. I'm nothing without my tools. Bring me that key. Chop chop.
Okay. Apparently there was a key for us to grab. We got a few other items just like lying around. Like, this one that's sitting in this little tent. Okay, it's not in a glitched position right now, so I don't think we can show that off, but it's still really funny. There's an NPC that's in there that moves around, that if they're at the... when they're at the right place, we can just talk to them. Right here is the Covenant of Champions. And you could join this covenant to make the game a little bit harder. It is not something I would recommend, to be honest. I think it's also kind of bugged in Dark Souls, in the original Dark Souls 2 as well. So I'm not entirely sure. So the reason why we're going down here really quickly is because right here in a tiny little alcove set into the wall, when the stairs become flat for a second, there we go, is a chest. Crimson Parma. Delete. There we go. Now we have a shield. We don't have enough for the Morning Star, but I don't think we're going to use it, all things considered. Oh, whoops. Want to show item info. Yeah, effect raises item discovery. I think that might actually be the... yeah, it's the only item of that does that. So, oftentimes I would see me or, like, my brother, whenever he would play, just only wearing this hat on every single build that we make, because one of the major reasons why people don't like Dark Souls 2 is that it's deliberately attempting to stop people from just breaking the game over its knee. And by doing that, they made the game slightly less fun in a lot of other regards. Like, for instance, they made durability on weapons a lot lower, meaning that you have to go back to bonfires a lot more sooner, because that's how you recover weapons. You don't actually need to take them to be repaired. All you have to do is just sit at a bonfire, and that takes care of that. Parries are a little bit slower in this game, but that's fine. The other thing that they did was they made it so that certain enemies do not respawn. Let me rephrase that. There were enemies that... every enemy, if you farm them too hard, disappear and never come back. We're gonna deal with that Estus Flash shard in a bit, but we have to talk to this cat.
Oh, undead are we? And one without much time remaining. Just about ready to fall apart, I'd say. Not exactly the time to be chatting with a cat. Well, suit yourself. Oh yes, you may call me Shalqua. Enchanté. So, what did you want anyway? Ooh, you smell wonderful.
Okay, so you could come to Shalqua to abandon your covenant, reassign to a different covenant, but you're mostly gonna come to her for two things. This silver cat ring, which reduces the damage from falling, and this ring of whispers, which allows you to hear the voices of foes. Which, if I remember correctly, the way that this worked was...
Nothing
yeah, sorry.
suited you. Well, that's dismaying.
The way that it would work is that you would be walking around and then you would hear, like, grunts and murmurs from enemies. But the way that it actually works is that you, use it to complete a quest, which you have to talk to an NPC that wouldn't normally talk to you. And that's it. That's about all that ring does.
Hello there. Welcome to my shop. I'm Morlin, and I sell armor. Oh, sorry, Please do have a look at my wares. I could really use the business. If you'd be so kind.
I forget if the Silver Eagle kite shield is actually something that I would want to get.
Well, I do hope I see you again.
Because the problem is right now... Yeah, the problem is right now we don't really have too much in the way of resources. So I'm just like looking through some stuff. Yeah, we're not really too far in the way of having a lot of resources. A regular Titanite shard. Neat. So before, to get down ladders, you would have to just press down. You can actually, like, hold B as you go down to kind of slide. It's kind of cool. You can also hold B to go faster up it. I think you could actually go faster up and down. But instead of just, like, holding B and going down, you can also double tap B to just completely drop. I'm not sure if that was in the first game. I think it might have. Now that I, like, say it out loud. Ah, my back hurts. So there's two other characters I wanted to talk to. The first one is way up here. Huh, that's a lot of deaths worldwide.
You're undead, aren't you? You have that distinct scent. The smell of irreversible
I hope you
fate.
don't mind, Crestfallen Warrior. I kinda don't care about your,
What do you... we...
about what you're going through, to be honest.
There are 4...
Oh wait, that was important.
Do you ever cry that you... if... when you protect...
Join the Way of Blue Covenant? Sure.
Let it... people... let... Do you feel lonely here? It suits me just fine. It will grow.
Oh wait. Learn Gesture? Welcome!
May you find peace on
Yeah.
your journey.
Okay, now that all of that's done, we can sit down at the bonfire for a split second and then talk to the last NPC that's currently in this area.
Are you the next monarch? Or merely a pawn of fate? Bearer of the curse, I will remain by your side till this frail hope shatters. Take this with you. May it ease your journey.
Thanks.
Go on and see the king. He who made Drangleic what it once was. He who peered at the essence of the soul. King Vendrick.
You may now level up by the power of the Emerald Herald. This is a lot more in line with how regular FromSoft games worked, unlike 2, where a firekeeper that was standing next to it would just give you like +5 Estus flasks and that about it. And you could and you could level up wherever you want. Now you have to actually come back to Majula for a bit to do that. I had to take my glasses off for a bit. Okay. We should probably stop. I dropped my mouse on the floor. There we go. Okay. So one of the, man, that is just a tangle of wires right now. Dang it. One of the things I actually do kind of like is that it forces you to come back to Majula a lot more, with a lot more reason than Dark Souls 1, which, whenever you were trying to do something, you just set up a new base of operations somewhere else. But it really does feel like, because of the hub and spoke sort of design of this world, you are more likely to just come back to Majula more than anywhere else. I am going to level up once.
Bearer of the formid, you will never seek those whose names are their souls will serve as once you have found, so that hope will not fail. Is that a shard you found? Here, let me see it, so that I may help you to see light, to see hope, however faint it might be.
Upgrade Estus Flask. So now I have 2 uses, instead of just 1. Level up once. I can level up twice, actually. What I want to do is I want to get my strength and dexterity both to around, like, 12. Or at least to 10 at first. Okay. Let's go into our equipment. The Way of Blue Ring, what it does is that if you're wearing it and you get attacked by a, and you get attacked by someone who is, invading, someone from the Blue Sentinels will come to help. That is basically how that works. As a little, like, incentive to actually wear it, it boosts your HP slightly. So it's kind of like the starting ring in Dark Souls 1. So yeah, we have that little setup right now of what we have. The white ring is actually pretty heavy, so I might just take that off whenever I need. Okay, so first things first, I want to go up here and grab some of the items that I had missed, because there actually is an upper part to this that isn't just the roll off the platform area. Is there a second item over here? Oh, weird. I always think that there is, and I never know why.
Have you business with me? The way yonder is all blocked up, you see, by this god-awful statue. Heavens above! Who thought it a good idea to put it there? Oh, I'm in quite the pickle now.
Nah, that's... sorry if I just, like, answered something in my head, instead of actually saying it. To be honest, I don't think this is a statue. Oh, hello. Oh, whoops. I forgot that was a grab attack. Yeah, the interesting thing about the life gems is that unlike the Estus flask, which you have to stand still to use, you can use the life gems while moving, which means that they're going to be a lot more useful in combat than the Estus flask normally would be. Man, I need to get something better than this dagger, like really. There we go. You can't kite around them as much as you could in Dark Souls 1. You still can, but like you can't really as much. Use the time to get around them. There we go. The benefits of actually having a dexterity weapon is that you actually do get you do get bonus damage for backstabs.
See that statue? Gives me the willies. You stare at it for long enough, it starts to look alive. It just doesn't seem quite right. There are no craftsmen round these parts. Hey, you don't think a real-life person was turned to stone?
I wouldn't worry too much about that. Don't worry. So this is Benhart of Jugo. Or is it Jugo or Bernhardt? I forget. He has a cool sword, and he has a cool set of armor. We could kill him and take the armor. But I think I'm going to wait until a New Game Plus on this run. Ow. To start killing off NPCs, to be honest. I want to try and actually do all their side quests because they're interesting, but there's a lot of side quests and you can could screw them up very easily. But then again, it's a Souls game. Screwing up side quests for NPCs is basically par for the course at this point. Okay. Item box. Gonna just throw in these. The Lloyd's talismans. The rusted coins for now. We don't really need them. The repair powder as well, actually. The second dagger. This morning star. We might need to use the... might need to use the other things at some point. Oh, that's the other thing. We have instant travel from the very beginning. The number that it says underneath it is at what New Game Plus stage it is, because you can actually increase... you can increase the new game state of certain areas, and it's rather fascinating how you can actually do that, you know. I think I just figured out what my problem was. There we go. Okay. I was like, huh, why does that feel weird? Okay. So you can see the 5 minutes. That is for a, mishandled, mechanic in this game. It was... instead of needing a torch item, for you to use, you instead had minutes of torch. And the more, every single time you pick a torch up off the ground, you get an additional 1 minute. And this was because there were going to be certain areas that were just too dark to see without having one. So you could just go here, toggle, light torch. Yeah, 5 minutes now it's dark. You know, it's, not that interesting, all things considered. But it is actually kind of funny that I'm kind of like looking at it now and I'm like, man, I do actually wish the lighting system worked. Because it was working up until apparently like the last, like, few months before the game was going to be shipped, and then something broke and they didn't know how to fix it. So they just left the lighting system as is. It is honestly the worst part about this game is that the lighting system was scrapped so hard that it makes torches useless. Okay. We're actually going to be heading down here first because I wanted to grab something that was over here. We're not going to be able to do too much over here because we're just working with a dagger. You could go upstairs and activate it from there, but I don't know why you would, because you have fast travel. This is one of those rooms that reminds me, oh, fast travel was not originally going to be available from the beginning, was it? Because rooms like this you would never go back to. Because, but they do have that just in case. Just in case somehow you left Majula and you didn't interact with either of the bonfires, or you were doing the insane run of I'll just never touch a bonfire and I'll never die. This is Hades Tower of Flame. It is one of the most mishandled areas in both this and in Skull at the First Sin. Gonna just okay. Now with that out of the way, I can actually be up here. Yeah, let's do this so we at least get like a little bit more damage going. We do not have a 100% blocking shield yet. So blocking these guys would be a little bit disastrous. And as you can see, they kind of pivot to follow you, which is annoying. And you see, that little, like, twitch they did was their AI breaking. Ow. I completely forgot to actually equip the Estus Flask again. Pale stones. Okay. I was actually really hoping to start getting their armor because I actually really like the design of the old knight armor. Whoop. Not, no, I'm not doing any magic damage, so this is gonna be a... This is gonna take a little longer. Yep. Sublime Bone Dust. There we go. Another Soldier Soul. Come on. Trying to break his infinite guard he's got up. Come on, dude. Dang it. The stairs have betrayed me once again. Okay. There we go. Please drop something. I always hope that they drop something, and they never do. Another Lloyd's Talisman. I don't technically need it. Do I want to continue any further? I kind of don't. That should be good enough with all the souls that we just got. And we also got the Sublime Bone Dust, which is fairly good. To use it, we have to go back to Majula anyway, so it's fair. Hey, you moved closer.
Bearer of the curse. Seek.
Okay. We have 3 level ups we can do, so we could get strength to 10 right now, if we really wanted. Let's burn Sublime Bone Dust. There we go. Now our Estus Flask is +1. Very neat. As you can see, they decreased the speed. So Broken Thief Sword. Am I actually gonna use this Broken Thief Sword? It's like 9. Nah, I'll just use the dagger for now until I actually get something better. Right now we're trying to save up for that cat ring over there. And maybe the Ring of Whispers, but I think I'll do the Ring of Whispers on New Game Plus.
Hello again. I hope you find something of use.
Oh, you need 10 strength for this anyway. Blocks 90%. Better armor. Falconer set, huh?
Thanks very much.
Yeah. Can't use that yet. So what I'm probably gonna do is I'm probably gonna bring my strength, because I needed to bring my strength and dexterity up to 12 anyway.
Bearer of the curse. Seek.
Level up. I'll just hard focus on strength until I get to 10. So I can swap out shields. Because we need a better weapon, before we actually take on more of those guys. We should just go down here instead. And there you go. Very slow. What's weird is that it feels weird to go down this way. I never do. Because I usually just immediately just like fall down here and grab what's in this chest. Which is another human effigy. Jump. Some more lost souls. Okay, welcome to the Forest of Fallen Giants. This is effectively our, as you can see right there, that was my attempt to parry this man. It was unsuccessful, as you could probably tell. Nope, too soon. Nope, too soon. Nope. There's a guy with flaming arrows. There we go. So, the difference between Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2 is immediately apparent upon... I have no idea what I just picked up. By the way that parries and regular combat works. You can't spam parries as much. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be blocking everything. Unlike in Dark Souls 1, in which parrying the final boss is like the only good strategy against him. Every enemy in this game basically wants you to block them or dodge away from them. And it makes parries kind of useless. And remember the golden rule of Dark Souls: if there is a clothed body that looks like a regular enemy, it will always be a regular enemy. Life gem. Cool. More of that. I really shouldn't have drank that milkshake. I always forget. Like, I always forget that I have a lactose intolerance. And I'm like, hey, what do you want from like the local burger place? Milkshake. Throwing knife? Yeah, sure. I guess that was the thing that they dropped. Because they didn't drop any of their armor. So, instead of going all the way back to the Emerald Herald. Whoops. What you can do is you could go to player status. And if you actually look over here, you have something that's called required souls. And that number is how much you need to level up right now. I have enough for it to level up once, but I actually need to level up twice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get to 2,000 instead of just 1,000. Come on. Yeah, so there actually is a way for you to parry them so fast. You do a standing parry, but it is rather difficult to pull off, especially with smaller items like daggers. Like I said, eventually all of these guys will eventually stop spawning. And unironically, that is one of the strategies of how to get through certain areas. Is that you just start mulching enemies enough until they just stop appearing. Woo! I did not expect for that to pay off as well as it did. I didn't get the really cool glitch off where you hit his foot and you just immediately, like, his character model springs into the hit while standing animation. It's really funny. Okay. So, unironically, this is the most difficult ladder in the entire game. So we got one enemy there, one enemy there, we got one enemy up shooting his arrow, we got one that's over there, we got a few that are hidden on the ground, and if we run for that ladder over there, the other enemy that's up there will try to get us. So the best way forward is literally just to run over here, underneath where the archer can't see us as well. And take them out like that. It is the easiest way to get through this area, and it is always annoying. More life gems. Ignore that guy. It will only bring pain and misery. All we have to do is touch the ladder, then come back down, and then the guy who's at the top of the ladder will start coming down. Or at least he should have. Huh. Oh, there he is. The reason why I'm deflecting like that is because I'm bouncing off the wall. Are you okay, dude? Get your foot stuck in the ground? That just barely missed my head. There we go. And jump. And here we are. A regular short sword. The regular short sword is 7 strength, 10 dexterity. Which is why I was trying to get up to 10 each, and then to about like 12 each. I don't want to take this guy on right now. I might do it later at some point, but just not right now. So there's 2 ways to go through. Over there, which is a trap, and then over here, which is a much less sadistic trap. Oh, infantry axe. I might actually be able to use that. No. Yes. I will actually be able to use this. Hey, free item. Wood bolts. There we go. Guy tried to backstep his way out of this situation. Didn't work for him. Now I just gotta wait for the life gems to, fully heal us. There we go. Gonna just drink that. There we go. I thought he was gonna do one more swipe for some reason. Okay. A buckler in case we actually want to parry. This guy who's sitting on the ground, clearly he cannot be trusted. And a witching urn. Yeah, we got more. And there we go. Gonna just sit, heal all my stuff back up. Let me just use up. Wait, use all three. Use. Go.
Buy something, anything. Oh, come now, help an old woman and buy something.
You're very echoey in here. We can buy the traveling merchant set. We can buy this Ferrous Lockstone, but we don't have enough for it. But what we're actually going to want is we're going to want this key to help Lenegrast open up his shop.
Thank you kindly. Buy something. My name is Melentia. You're a stranger to this land. Oh, we get as strangers these days. Everybody's gone and run off. Dranglake's been a pile of rubble since the war fought long, long ago. And the giants crossed the sea. Seemed like the battles would never end. Poor folk like myself have nary a place to sleep. That's why I keep all me things right with me. You may travel light, but methinks you bear a burden of your own. They say these trees grew from the remains of the giants. From each carcass sprouted new life growing into what you see now. But you know what they also say? Don't believe what an old hag says. It's high time that I pick up a move. I've a bargain for you next time we meet, my love. Lonely times these
Yeah. When we eventually beat the boss of this area, she moves to Majula. So if I remember correctly, there actually is a key to this door. I have never used the key to this door. Because you could just easily just break it open. It is actually really funny. Oh, another hand axe. Here you go. Firebomb. Small leather shield and some repair powder. This one's gonna be better for me anyway. I believe it is better than exactly one other, starting shield. Another Estus Flask shard. Cool. Now we just line ourselves up here to just fall down. Pick up a Divine Blessing for later. Sit at this bonfire. So we're going to travel back to Majula. Our reason for this is that we're actually going to level ourselves up so we can actually use that sword.
Is that a shard you found? Here, to see how it...
Now we can use 3. Oh, can't. I can use the shield though. Which honestly I think is going to be a little bit more important for right now. And I could use the hand axe until I actually get a better item. That's how you get the short bow, in case you ever wanted to get that.
Ah, yes, very good. Now I can get to work. But first, let me set up. Come again later.
Okay. Next thing we're gonna do is we're actually gonna come back down here. I was gonna go to the Heights Tower Flame again, but I actually wanted to grab what I was actually gonna use, not just the short sword. If I had a little bit more souls, I would have immediately just started using the sword instead of the axe. But what's better than a short sword is actually a long sword. And sitting over here is one of the one of the better long swords in the game. Oh, I got his boots. That's one down, at least. We still have a lot more to go when it comes to the sets, but we at least got one. Yay! Wanted to make sure I grabbed all these items. You have to traverse this path going up anyway to get out of here, but... yeah. But, it feels better coming down, to be honest. I do like how there's just like a lot of enemies down here, as you could probably see. Oh, hollow infantry armor. Neat. Hollow infantry helm. So what, we only need the gloves left? And then we have the whole set? I forget if there's an item sitting here. Yep, there is. Just some life gems. What are we at right now? 26? Yeah, as you could probably tell, we're not really at a loss for life gems. Gotta run, gotta run. That was the salamander. We don't want to get on his bad side. There we go. A fire longsword. Or life gems. To use the fire longsword, we need 9 dexterity. But we still need that 10 strength. Which is why I was using it. I'm going to use it above the short sword, because it requires 1 less thing to level up, which is, I'm going to say around like 3,000 that we need to save up for. The open door kind of makes like a little buffer against them, so we're safe on that. Are we going to get to 3,000 with this? Yes, okay. It's pretty great. We have this ladder that we can also take up, in case you didn't want to take the precarious tree. Which, to be honest, I don't blame you if you did. Best thing about later Souls games, going up and down the ladder does not take experience, like it does in this game, and it's really bad. Don't know why I even attempted to parry. Ooh, hollow soldier armor. Okay, so we got a few pieces of the infantry armor, and we got a few pieces of the hollow armor. Should be relatively good for now, actually. It wouldn't be a Souls game without random low-tier enemies jumping a million miles to try to hit you from across the area. I could try to get that item, but I kind of don't, to be honest. Not 4,000. We're doing pretty okay. Feel like a rube. Why did I do that? There we go. All infantry boots. I believe I've already gotten one of those. And another pair of boots. The best combination for hitting enemies is one light, one heavy, because the heavy attack actually comes out a lot faster, but there's more recovery on it, so you want that to be your finishing hit. Let's just throw that in there, that in there. Oh, we got the Radiant Life Gem, which is the upgrade to it. We're gonna throw that in there. Gonna keep the Firebomb for now. Ow. Throw that in there, throw that in there. That. That as well, I guess. Am I actually gonna use this chime? Yeah, I'm probably gonna use that. Okay, so I got a soldier helm. I got soldier and infantry armor. I didn't get any of their gloves, but I got 3 of the infantry boots. That's at least something. Oh, and there it is. Got Pale Stone, I guess. Okay, let's go back to Majula. I just popped something on my back. Ow.
Bearer of the seas.
Okay, level up. Dex to 10. Wait, is that... That was actually perfectly enough that we just barely didn't get to the next level. Okay. And with that... Fire Longsword. The Fire Longsword is one of the best starting items in the game, because I'm already going to be building towards, as I said in the previous series, I am always going to try to build towards using the best scythe in the game, and whichever strategy is with that best scythe. In this game, there's actually 2 scythes to use, and so one of them is combining it with hexes, and the other one is dual-wielding it. And I honestly feel like, at the end of the day, I'm gonna want to use both of them at the same time. Oh, you moved.
Oh, I was hoping that you would come. I've stocked some new things, and I thought that you might be interested. They've been selling rather well, and I may step up operations soon. I'm surprising even myself, to be honest.
He now has more armor sets. He now has the Elite Knight stuff, which, honestly, we're gonna try to build towards. I want to get the... not the Elite Knight set, though, but I want to buy stuff from him right now. So he has the infantry set, and he has the Royal Soldier set. These are just cleaned up version of the hollowed set that we've been getting. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy the hard leather boots from him, because that is as much money as I could spend on him right now.
Thanks very much.
I need to get him to his 3rd phase. I'm acting like this is some sort of boss fight. I need him to get to his 3rd mode. So I'm going to set the bonfire. Going to double check to see if that was enough to actually push him into that. I don't think it is. I think I need to actually buy like 4,500 from him or something. But if this is enough, I'd be surprised. Nope. Okay. And with that, I think I'm actually going to be done for the day. My stomach's like really killing me right now, so I'm going to try to see if I can fix that. But, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to, unlike just uploading the straight VODs, I'm going to try to like chop them up, send them to my editor, so we can put like some stuff on the screen. But anyway, thanks for watching. And I'm going to